Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jimmy Fallon. Welcome to The Tonight Show. And hi, Roots. Nice to see you. Very nice. Hey. Quest, you made it into the studio today, which is
good. I escaped.
Yeah. What were you in between two trees, or where?
I was in between. I was on the set of Jumanji. That's where I was.
Did you know? I mean, did you get out of your vehicle and walk home?
I ran home. Yes.
Yeah.
Trees, power lines, everything was falling. Turkeys in the street, bears on the corner, deer everywhere. Like.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday was all. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, it was all crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Thanks for being here. I mean, I'm happy you're here.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
I mean, thankful, but also happy.
I'm grateful and thankful that you're happy.
There you go.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, same goes with you, Tariq, as well.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. James, nice to see you.
Ushi.
Let's get to the news. Let's get to some jokes here, guys. After the nightmare that was his interview on HBO, this morning President Trump cocooned himself in the weighted blanket that is Fox and Friends. That's right. After several brutal interviews, Trump called into Fox and Friends this morning. He basically tried dating other shows, then ended up back with his ex. Well. Look who came crawling back. Yep, Trump went on and on this morning for 53 minutes. Most Americans were like, hey, if we wanted to hear the president ramble about nothing for an hour, we'd watch the coronavirus briefing. The interview with Fox and Friends went about how you'd expect. At one point, Trump made a pretty shocking claim about how long mail-in voting could delay the results of the election. Listen to this.
If it doesn't work out, you're not going to know the November 3rd election results. I'm talking for the country. It could be for months and months. I mean, actually, it could be for years.
Months or years? It's an election, not the results of a COVID test. Yeah, Trump was like, it's going to take a while. Imagine the time it takes me to walk down a ramp. Now double that. I was wearing wooden-soled shoes, or leather-soled, brand new, made for wood. They were wooden. I was wearing clogs. At one point, Trump was asked about schools reopening, and here's what he had to say.
My view is the schools should open. This thing's going away. It will go away like things go away. And my view is that schools should be open. If you look at children are almost, and I would almost say definitely, but almost immune from this disease.
For example, I've had people coughing on Don Jr.'s face for months, and so far nothing.
At that point, Dr. Birx wrapped her scarf around her eyes and just walked into traffic. She's like, I don't. Even Brian Kilmeade seems to be losing faith in Trump, because after that, he poured out a Diet Coke and sang, "It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday." It was such a bad answer for the rest of the interview. Fox and Friends replaced all the anchors with this. Yeah, a lot of people are criticizing the interview, but Trump was proud of it. Right after he held up a chart showing that the U.S. leads the world in calls into morning shows.
You can see it right here. It's very clear.
Later in the interview, Trump was asked about his convention speech and where it will take place. Listen to what he had to say.
There are reports that you're considering possibly giving your convention acceptance speech from the White House lawn.
Well, we're thinking about it. It would be the easiest from the standpoint of security. It's easy, and I think it's a beautiful setting. I love the building. I'm there right now. I spend a lot of time here.
Yep, Trump was like,
We're either going to have it at the White House or Yosemite National Park. Or the banks of the Miss Pee River. I'm still deciding.
That's for you, Robin. Basically, Trump's message is nobody should worry about the virus. Anyway, totally unrelated, I'll be giving my speech from home. Meanwhile, when Trump said it would be easier for security, the Secret Service was like, yeah, we're good. I think we can handle it. Don't worry about it. But Trump's not the only one who's changing his convention plans. Watch.
Breaking news from the Democratic National Campaign Committee announcing that former Vice President Joe Biden will not be traveling to Milwaukee, a battleground state, Wisconsin, due to concerns over COVID-19. Instead, Biden will accept the nomination from Delaware.
Right now in Milwaukee, a guy who just blew up 10,000 balloons is like,
Are you freaking kidding me?
Biden says he wants to speak in front of Delaware's most famous landmark, the sign that says, "Welcome to Pennsylvania." Well, guys, get this. A new poll. Guys, get this. A new poll found that 4 out of 5 parents have considered homeschooling their kids this fall. To hear from the other side, we're now joined by one of the parents who hasn't considered homeschooling. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Hey.
So, like I said, most parents are at least thinking about homeschooling their kids this fall, but you're not.
Nope.
You haven't even thought about it?
Nope.
I mean, if there was a major outbreak in your area, you consider it, though, right?
Nope.
What if health officials advised you homeschool your kids?
Nope.
Okay, but let's say schools are fully closed this fall. You have no choice but to homeschool your kids, right?
Debatable.
I mean, you wouldn't just drop them off in a parking lot in an empty school.
Maybe.
How many kids do you have?
7.
Wow. How old are they?
12.
All of your kids are 12?
Yep.
How many boys, how many girls?
Boys.
All boys?
Yep.
So you've been in a house all summer with 7 12-year-old boys?
Yep. Jesus.
I'm sorry, wait. Are you doing this interview from your bathroom?
Yep.
Is it the only place you can be alone?
Yep.
Do you work out of there too?
Yep.
What do you do for a living?
Air traffic control.
I'll let you get back to work then. The parent who hasn't considered homeschooling, everyone.
The loop. I just hear the loop one more time.
Let's get to some entertainment news. Guys, earlier today, Disney made a big announcement.
After months of delays, audiences will finally be able to see Disney's live-action Mulan at home. The remake of the animated classic is heading to Disney Plus on September 4th for an additional $30.
Yeah, Mulan will be on Disney Plus for $30. That's why when you click purchase, it says, "Are you sure?" Then it says, "Seriously, are you sure?" And finally it says, "Okay, Rockefeller." $30 may seem like a lot, but remember, if you took your kid to the theater, your tickets are $20, the snacks are $10, and you haven't even gotten to the vodka Red Bull in your Hydro Flask. Well, guys, with everything that's happening, it's also a big week for celebrity birthdays. President Obama, Billy Bob Thornton, Tony Bennett, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we thought it'd be fun to take a break from all the news and imagine them all in a room together, just wishing each other happy birthday. Take a look.
Happy birthday, Billy.
Happy birthday, Barack.
Happy birthday, Arnold. Happy birthday, Tony. Happy B-Day, Barack.
Happy birthday, Tony.
Happy birthday, Billy.
Happy birthday, Arnold.
Happy birthday, Billy.
Happy birthday, Tony.
Happy birthday, Arnold.
Happy birthday, Barack.
Okay, happy birthday on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday. Where's the cake?
Happy birthday. That's the best one, man. And finally, this is crazy. 3 men were stranded on a deserted island in the Pacific, so they drew a giant SOS on the beach, and it actually worked. Yeah, they got rescued by a helicopter after just 3 days. Check it out. See that? Yeah. Asked how they survived, they said, let's just say there used to be 4 of us.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and